Alright, guys, we are down to our last day in Kanto. Everything from here is going to be either we go in and we purchase the cards, cherry picking them, or we start ripping packs for them. But until then, we're in a bit of a pincer. Guys, again, I'm sorry. All these videos are being filmed in one night for the entire week's videos. I'm tired and I need to stop with these uh, puns, but it's what's keeping me awake right now. After Pincer, we get Ash's herd of Tauros. It's not actually Ash's herd, it's just regular Tauros, but after Tauros comes Magikarp. We do have a Gyarados waiting for us at AJ's. We have Lapras waiting for us at AJ's. We do not have a Ditto. So that's one that we're going to have to either uh, open packs for or try and find over in Wichita. Uh, then we've got an Eevee from the McDonald's packs. Then the Evolutions, that these look like they would be high dollar cards, but I think Flareon or Vaporeon was $4, Jolteon was $2, and Flareon was $1, if I remember right. So not real expensive to get into these. There's the Vaporeon, the Jolteon, and these are all V for the Evolutions. Eevee was just a basic Eevee. And a Flareon V. Now, the next card, we could have gotten a little bit better of a card and had it not be just basic, but we got a Porygon. Now, if you guys know anything about the anime series of Pokemon, there is a ban episode with Porygon because of flashing lights and uh, rapid succession, and it caused several kids to have seizures. So a lot of people didn't even know unless they collected cards and that Porygon even existed. After that, we get into some fossils. Then we got Ammonite, Amistar. One is from Fossil, one is from uh, Jungle. A Kabutos, a Kabuto from Jungle, if I remember right. We do not have, and I have not seen a Kabutops yet. But we get our last fossil here with an Aerodactyl. Now, one of the hardest cards I think I'm going to have a hard time finding is a Snorlax. Snorlax is one that a lot of people like and they don't usually want to trade. It's probably going to be one that I end up having to find a set, a good set, to try and rip a Snorlax out of packs. After Snorlax, this is the only other Kanto Pokemon that I don't have on Pokemon Go other than Kangaskhan. It's Articuno. Articuno. That being said, we don't have Zapdos and Moltres, but we do know where they are. They are sitting at AJ's right now. Um, After that, we have a Dratini. Now, I pulled this Dratini from bulk, and then I pulled this Dratini from bulk. Both the same Dratini. I mean, not exactly the same, obviously. Um, one is from Fossil, one is from uh, Base. And so I went with the one that had a little prettier background than this one right here. This one just looks, or I think this one was from Jungle. It's just a green background, jungle floor. So, Dratini went with this one. I also pulled another Kabuto out. Um, exact same Kabuto. This is why you want to make sure you've got a list of what Pokemon cards you have so that you're not buying multiples or dupes. Then our last Pokemon that we have right now um, is Dark Dragonair. Uh, when I first went in to AJ's, I had not even planned on doing the uh, 151 Pokedex. I didn't plan on attempting to do the Gigadex, which I plan on doing now. So I traded away Dragonite. I traded it for one, two, three, four, five cards. The other two cards that I pulled from here, these are Gen 3 and higher. Um, you'll be able to tell what Pokemon I really, really like from the cards that I chose. But I ended up pulling a Talonflame V. And I have two more of these cards. So, yes, you'll know what my favorite one is here in just a moment. I have three Blaziken EX, two Blaziken V, and a Blaziken V Max. That was what I traded away the Dragonite for. Now, Dragonite goes here. Then we get Mewtwo and Mew. I have these at AJ's. I hope AJ still has Dragonite. We have Zapdos and Moltres. And this binder holds 252 cards. 151 would end here with Mew. So I picked up the double colorless energy to slide in between Gen 1 and Gen 2. Now, I want to try and finish out all of Gen 1 before getting into Gen 2, but we do have two Gen 2 cards. We have Meganium, we have Sentret. These two cards have been placed in their Pokedex order. We have cards that I'm willing to trade in here. I don't know that I'm going to be willing to trade Marowak and Geodude at any time right now. Mainly because Geodude is the Alolan Geodude, and the Marowak is the Kanto, and eventually we'll end up getting into the Alolan region, and I'll want to put the Alolan uh, versions of their uh, Pokemon in that region, just like I will with uh, uh, the Meowth that evolves into Berserker. Uh, I'll put Meowth from, I believe that's Hisuian. I'll put that Meowth in with the Hisuian um, collection or Pokedex. So I will have a few that are out of order, but I want to put their pre-evolved form with them. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and pull these two, and eventually I'm going to have all of our holographic energies to go in here. This energy is not to trade either, so I'm going to go ahead and just pull those out. Um, again, we're not doing a full set, so all of these Journey Together and Mega Evolutions cards that I pulled can go right in there. So we've got 3 cards that don't need to be in the hard packs. So I'll go ahead and pull those just like I have the other cards that I've got in the bottom of this box. We have more cards in here because we have more cards that will need to go into the Gigadex. But as of right now, they're not in it because, well, we've only got room for Gen 1 and Gen 2 in this binder. So, guys, I really hope you guys do like what I'm doing here. Um, we're going to go back through and I'm going to let you know which ones I have at AJ's and which ones I'm going to need to start pulling for. We do have Ivysaur and Blastoise. We're going to need to pull for Clefairy and Clefable, Nidoqueen. We have Ninetales. We have Wigglytuff. We're going to need to pull or find a Venomoth. We have a Blaine's Arcanine, if I remember right. No, regular Arcanine, not Blaine's Arcanine. We're going to need to pull for Poliwrath. We're going to need to pull for both Machamp and Victory Bell. We're going to try and pull for Magneton, Seal, and Muck. We're going to have to pull Cloyster and Hypno. Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee will have to pull for. Chansey will have to pull for, if I remember right. We have Gyarados. We have Lapras. We're going to have to find a Ditto. And all of these have to be English cards. I can't go in and pull, say, a Japanese Ditto, because they did have one that I saw. I can't just pull a Japanese and put in here. They did not have Kabutops or Snorlax. We have Zapdos and Moltres waiting for us. There might still be a Dragonite there. We have Mewtwo and Mew.
Alright guys, so this week we have filled in as much as we could here, and today we have more cards to put in. We picked up Blastoise for $3. And yes, it wasn't a penny sleeve, but we were going to transfer it into our penny sleeve and then put it into our binder. We've got Blastoise EX here going on in. Now, this one is not technically a Pokemon card. We know where to find this one though, but it is a placeholder. We've got a Topps card for Venusaur. We will go ahead and take that, and until we get a Venusaur, it'll go right on in there. Now we have the entire first page filled up. And our next missing card is Nidoqueen. So, go through here, look at all the cards we picked up. And we picked up our Nidoqueen. Get into our penny sleeves here. Nidoqueen. Then we have Clefairy and Clefable that we're missing. And Clefairy and and Clefable are no longer missing. We picked up this highly played Clefairy for $7. We'll go ahead and pull this sticker off of here. Whoa! We'll go ahead and, well, there we go. We'll just remove Clefairy, put it into this one. We'll clean that card sleeve up when we get home. There we have our Clefairy. And Mega Clefable EX. So we'll go ahead and pull that from the pinning sleeve and put it into our own. So 2 full pages today. And our next card that we picked up, we picked up a Ninetales. And this is the Ninetales from Mega Evolutions. And finishing out this page is Wigglytuff. That fills in all of those. Here we're missing Venomoth. And as of today, it's extremely damaged, but we still have Venomoth. Again, we're not going for high dollar cards right now. We're going for finishing out the binder. Here we have our first 3 pages completely filled in, no empty spots. And then we move on to an Arcanine and put it in. And as of right now, we still do not have Poliwrath. So we are missing our first card now. But we move on to Machamp. And here we have our Machamp. Go ahead and go in here. Give you guys a better look at that Machamp. And we're missing our second card again. The next card that we were missing is Victory Bell. But on the upside, we found, go ahead and pull this sticker off of here. our Magneton. Magneton full art card. We picked that up for $8. This is now our most expensive card in the binder. Then we move on to Seal, the next card we were missing. Grab a sleeve out. And Seal now goes in. Then we were missing Muck. And we picked up a Muck today. Then we move on to Cloister. We still have not found a Hypno, though. So that's something we're going to have to be on the lookout for. Still don't have Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Thought I picked one of those up. I guess I did not find Chansey either. So we move on to, we still don't have Gyarados, but we do have a nice Lapras here. So we'll take Lapras out of the sleeve. Go ahead and put Lapras right on in there. And still no Ditto. Or Kabutops. Or Snorlax. But we've got our Articuno in here, and we found a Zapdos V. And a Team Rocket's Moltres. We had Dratini and Dragonair, and now we have our Dragonite. Then after Dragonite, we have found a nice Mewtwo. Slide Mewtwo on in. And our last card in our set is a Mew. Guys, so that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 cards that we have left to get for our 151.
All right, guys, we're back. We've got our Pokemon binder. You did see me add some of these in at the pawn shop. We had a placeholder put in here for Venusaur, but we now have a Venusaur. Now, this Venusaur is in a card sleeve that has some junk on it. We don't want junk on our card sleeves, on our penny sleeves. So we're going to insert Venusaur, put it back in the card protector, and Venusaur has been added. We're going to go ahead and pull the Topps card and set it to the side. All right. The next card that we were missing a Poliwrath. Now, again, I picked up these cards at the pawn shop, and there's some Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3 in here, but we got our Poliwrath. So we'll go ahead and sleeve Poliwrath here. And get into our binder. And in we go. So we now have all of 1 through, there's 18, 36, 18 and, or 36 and 18, plus another 9. Man, we're missing a or a Victory Bell. But the good news is, thanks to going to a pawn shop, we now have a Victory Bell. And guys, like I said, these don't have to be expensive cards to get you started. Our most expensive card is our Venusaur we just picked up today, and it is a $12 card. And we did pick up some uh, cards that we wanted to upgrade, and I'll show you those at the end here. But our next missing card just happened to be a Hypno. And we've got our Hypno now. This is a Team Rockets Hypno. We were not able to find Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee for a price that I could find or could afford to put in here. What I did happen to pick up, though, from this page is one that we wanted to upgrade. Our X-Executor here is from Mega Evolutions. So I went ahead and picked up the Mega Evolutions X-Execute. So we will go ahead and place X-Execute in here from Mega Evolutions. And that right there is a completed set. Um, we'll go ahead and put this in a bulk sleeve that we received when we picked up cards. And then we were missing a Chansey, which we picked up today. And this is a Pokemon Go Chansey. So there we have Chansey. And all of this page is done. We were missing a Gyarados and a Ditto. And though we were not able to find Ditto, we did pick up Misty's Gyarados. So here's a better look at Misty's Gyarados. And right into the binder. We are still missing Ditto. It's going to be a tough card to find from what I've understood. Then here we ended up with two that we needed to find. And the first one I thought was going to be difficult to find because I had only seen it in a rainbow rare. We got a Kabutops. So we'll go ahead and put Kabutops in. and place Kabutops in there. And then another card that I thought was going to be extremely difficult to find, just the way people were talking about it, was Snorlax. Snorlax is a very loved card. I thought it was going to be everything I could do to find a Snorlax, but we got one. And for this binder, one is all you need. So we've got all of our 151 from this page on. And I did go through, and just because I didn't want to have this page incomplete, went ahead and picked up a Chikorita, card number 152. So we're going to go ahead and stick Chikorita in here. So now we are missing one, two, three cards. The fine folks at both Salt City Pawn and AJ's Card Shop are looking for the uh, cards for me. Uh, they have said that they will keep an eye out for them. I'm grateful for them for that. But now to our upgrades or updates. I've got the Mega Evolutions Bulbasaur, and we're going to replace the Mew Bulbasaur with the Mega Evolutions. So eventually we will find the Mega Venusaur and put in here. Bulbasaur goes into, again, just another bulk card sleeve and off to the side. Our next upgrade or update, I don't know if I would call it an upgrade, is try and get this sticker off of here so we can use the pack or the card sleeve, is a Journey Together Caterpie. Starting after this week of videos working on the Gigadex, we will. Oh, no, no, no. Why did I do that? We want to put the other Caterpie in this one. And we want our Caterpie in here. The only reason I want mine in here is it's a little bit more clear, a little bit newer. So we'll go ahead and toss our Caterpie right in and update Caterpie. Our old Caterpie can go into another card sleeve and be added to our bulk. Another card that I bought to update from one to another because we have one full set here already, but I believe these two are from base and this one's from fossil, or vice versa. We have a Alolan Golem. So we'll replace Golem here with a Alolan Golem. And then we'll replace our Geodude from the back of the binder all the way back here. Where'd it go? We pulled it out last night. So we need to go through here. There it is. And we will replace Alolan Geodude for the original Geodude. And in the coming week, we have a very good chance that we find an Alolan Graveler. But just like with all the cards we've upgraded here, we'll throw it into another penny sleeve. And these will not go in the bulk that will go in a trade binder. They're going to stay around for our binder because eventually we'll get to the Alolan region and switch these back out. Let's see here. We had a really, really nice card in here, and it cost us $8. And that was Magneton Full Art. I'm going to leave this in this sleeve, mainly because this is a beginning binder. So I'm going to flip to the back here. We're going to put this Magneton that we got in a sleeve. And this is going to replace the Full Art Magneton. Now we'll come to the back here and remove this sleeve and slide it in here and put our bulk Magneton right back in. And all right, we have all but 3 cards now. Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and Ditto for Gen 1. We have the start of Gen 2. We've got Chikorita, and because we've got Meganium, I went ahead and picked up Bayleaf as well. And this is a full set from Mega Evolutions. For the Chikorita line. And then I believe after Chikorita, you have. Well, we picked up a double again here. I thought we picked up a Totodile, but I picked up two Croconaws. And I don't know about you guys, but I've got this Croconaw that looks like Croconaw taking a LSD trip, and this Croconaw that looks like, well, what I expected Croconaw to look like. So we're going to take and put the one that I like better out of the two that we grabbed, and Croconaw will go in here. And after Croconaw, we get a hollow for Alligator. Then, just because we had picked up a couple of things from uh, Generation 2 and Generation 3, I went ahead and picked up quite a few things, honestly, here. Um, Gen 2 was not one that I had planned on starting yet. I wanted to finish off Gen 1. But we ended up with quite a few uh, Gen 2 cards. So I don't know where they're going to end up in the Pokedex. What I do know is it's time to clear out our bulk cards to trade and go ahead and get ready for Gen 2. Um, I will start pulling cards, hoping to get a few Gen 2 cards to come up soon. Um, we'll go ahead and refill all of our top loaders in here. And then we'll flip to the very back here. Ooh, y'all weren't supposed to see that one yet. So, to start off Gen 2, we picked up a few cards. Um, we are looking for the full 100. We're only going to get one of each card, just like we are with the Pokedex here. And then eventually we will start upgrading these cards. We'll start with this card eventually going in here, but I don't want to start upgrades, just updates. Hey guys, welcome back to not so boring Pokedex. And when we started the day, I had not seen a Ditto or a Hitmonchan at all. We are now ending the day with not just a Hitmonchan, but our most expensive card in the binder to date. Um, we're going to go to our second most expensive card before I go to the most expensive card. Um, if you guys have been following along here, you know there could only be two cards that it could be. Um, and when I reveal the second most expensive card to you guys, you'll know who the most expensive one is. And the second most expensive card that we have right now is Ditto. Ditto is a fossil uh, card. It's out of the fossil set. And it's highly played, but still a $10 card. Then we're going to have our most expensive card to date. Nothing in this Pokedex right now is more expensive than Hitmonlee. Near mint and might even be worth sending in when we find a regular Hitmonlee to have graded. Right now, I'm not going to worry about grading. But, guys, we have finished all of Kanto. All 151 Kanto Pokemon are in our binder now. As you can see, we've got Chikorita down here from the Mega Evolution set. We also have Bayleaf from the Mega Evolutions and Meganium. We did pick up today a second generation card in Totodile. So that gives us our first seven completed. We are looking for specifically Ethan's Quilava. We want Ethan's Quilava to finish out the Ethan set, but in celebration of finishing out the Kanto Pokemon, I got a Surging Sparks booster pack. So just like we did in our week of booster packs on our journey together, we're going to open up a Surging Sparks. I will take my Pokemon Live card out. One card to the front. That's our energy card. And I'm going to say I'm looking for some steel energy. And we got grass. After the grass, we have a Bouffalont, it looks like. Yep, Bouffalont. So that's new to our set. A Feebas. A Crocator. Tandem Mouse. Victini. I couldn't tell what it was backwards. Turtonator. Paldean Tauros. So we're going to replace our original Tauros with the Paldean Tauros until we get to the Paldean Pokemon. Then we got our reverse holo. That looks like Yen Mask. And our big card? No, not our big card. I pulled one too many. A Bronzong, reverse holo. And now our big card. Zurit, Zarude, and holo. So we will go ahead and put all of these in sleeves and in card protectors because all of those, if I remember right, are new cards. I don't think we've got any of these. But as we finish out one set, I will open up a pack of something else. Journey Together we're going to do until we get the cards that we want updates out of it, that we want, like the absolute chase out of that for me is Chansey. So until I get that Chansey, I will continue to pull. We'll open all of those until then. Um, our energy card will just be an energy card set aside. And like I said, all of these are new cards, so we'll put them all in not just penny sleeves, but top loaders. And these will go into stock to go into their specific generation or generations binder, whichever binder we go with, whether it be, I'm trying to fit 2 generations into each binder. All of these binders hold 252 top loaders. So I'm trying to get all of the Pokemon from each generation and each uh, region into a binder. We are going to set Tauros to the side because, like I said, we're going to update until we get to Paldean or the Paldea uh, areas. We're going to put Paldean Tauros into a or in for Tauros, as for me that is an upgrade. In my opinion, it's an upgrade from an original Tauros. Put our penny sleeves back, even though we don't have many. We're about to need to open a new set of penny sleeves. So we'll go back to Tauros now. There's Tauros. And this Tauros will not go into our trade binder when we get it tomorrow, but will go in backstock because when we get to Paldea, this Tauros will be going from here, from the Kanto region, to Paldea. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'm looking forward to starting in Johto. Guys, thank you for coming in. If you guys like this kind of stuff and these types of videos. Oh, I almost forgot. We're not going to end this video here. We have other cards that we have pulled, or that we have purchased, rather. That now that Gen 1 is done, I don't have to worry about going through and selling these cards back after picking them up. Alright, where are they? We have two that we pulled out that are going to go back in. Because we thought we were going to sell them. We no longer need to. And yes, we will be getting another top loader to put all of our cards in. Might help to put all of our cards in. And we'll put Tauros in his sleeve. And all of our new pickups will go in here. I'm going to start, when we go through these, the cards that we pull out will go to the back if they're not going into a trade binder. Like, let's see, where's some that are not going in the trade binder? All of my Blazikins, just because the Kickin' Chicken is, in my opinion, the best Pokemon. And I want to get every Blaziken. But cards like Geodude, Golem, Graveler, they can go to the back because though we're not going to be trading them and getting rid of them, we have another set that we're going to need them for. if we don't pull them from the Journey Together packs, if we don't pull all of them from Journey Together or other packs that we open, we will uh, put them back in here when we get to their locational set. I'm looking for the two that we can update, and one of them is right here, Magneton. We're going to replace this Magneton that we picked up at Salt City Pond with another one that we picked up at Salt City Pond, and just upgrade. And this one will now go into our trade binder when it comes in. The second one that we're going to upgrade, as much as I hate splitting up this set, Iono's Electrode is nowhere near as nice as Shiny Electrode, especially Baby Shiny Electrode. So, Baby Shinies going in, Iono coming out. And these will go in our trade binder. Um, we do have a few of the Generation 2 Pokemon already in here. Sunkern, Sunflora, Wooper. Even though this is Paldean Wooper, it's still the same number. I'm only doing one unknown, even though there's thousands of them. We've got a Dunsparce, a Heracross, Phanpy and Donphan, Entei, Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitar. Um, again, with Gen 2, we're not going to worry about what set they come out of. We just want the Pokemon in the set to be that number. We'll go back later on and update everything, switch things out, get better. Um, this is just entry level making a Pokedex for Gen 1 and Gen 2 for this binder. Um, I want to put in the front of this binder, I want to put a little piece of paper in here that tells me what Pokemon I need for Gen 1 and or for Gen 2. Um, I have a label maker that I bought for my fishing lure company. And we'll clear out what's on here and put all right, where are we got here? Symbols. There we go. Where's the ampersand? Well, I don't see an ampersand on here. There we go. Now we want extra large. Okay, and print. And just so from looking at the spine of this, we know what generation we're dealing with. We'll go ahead and label it Gen 1 and 2. We are less than 100 cards away from finishing this binder. Um, to afford to be able to do this, I have been working not just on my YouTube channel making fishing lures, but also doing Instacart, doing that here in Hutch. Uh, none of my normal 9 to 5 job money goes into this. What I spend in Pokemon cards, I put back into my gas tank. So, guys, you can get into Pokemon and be able to afford it. It doesn't have to be anything real expensive. Uh, most of the cards in here, other than the ones we picked up today and the ones we upgraded, even the ones we upgraded, other than what we picked up today, nothing in this binder is over $15. Uh, I'll actually go through and $12 looks expensive, but it cost me $1. These were $5 each. I think Mega Clefable and Nidoking were uh, $1 each. Clefairy might have been $2. Uh, that cost me a meal at McDonald's. Um, some of these we pulled, like Paris and Parasect, from uh, our Journey Together packs. The Gravelers and things we pulled from Journey Together packs. But like I said, our most expensive card in here is Hitmonlee at $25. Hitmonchan is $6. Electrode was $3 to upgrade it. There's a baby shiny Starmie that I could upgrade to that's $3. Um, Ditto was 10. The evolutions were all $1 each. Most of this though was bulk, and to get bulk cards, you don't have to uh, spend an arm and a leg. Hutch Pawn, or not Hutch Pawn, Salt City Pawn sells bulk and hollows at 4 for $1, and uh, AJ sells them all bulk, not just hollows, for 10 for or 15 for $10. So you can get a lot of cards just by going through bulk bins. That's where 90% of these came from if we didn't pull them. Um, as you get into the newer stuff, Gen 7, 8, 9, you might have to spend a little more money on them, but there's still cards out there that you can get that are the cheaper cards. I don't want to make it sound like they're bad cards because none of these cards in here are, well, minus one Venomoth, wherever Venomoth is. Venomoth is heavily damaged. Um, it's creased, it's tore up at the bottom, heavily damaged. That's the worst looking card that I've got. And eventually we'll upgrade it. But guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the Pokedex challenges. I want to thank Deep Pocket Monsters for giving me this idea. I'm not going to be as extravagant as him and going for high dollar cards. I just want whatever card I can find to fit in here. It doesn't have to be an illustration rare. It doesn't have to be a special illustration. It doesn't have to be hollow. It doesn't have to be reverse hollow. It just has to be that Pokedex number. Um, again, when we get to the Hoenn, Paldean, and Alolan regions, we'll have more cards that are put in that, like our Geodude set. It's all the same number. It's just from a different location. If you, I hope you guys though do enjoy this. I've said that several times. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. And remember, guys, try not to be boring.